Idaho Falls, Idaho, December 8, 1967, UFO with occupants. A report that contains some striking similarities to Mrs. Moreland's story of more than 8 years ago was investigated by C. Reed Ricks, who sent NICAP the details. On the night of December 8, 1967, Marilyn Wilding, age 15, of Idaho Falls, went out on her front step to look for a friend coming by to pick her up. It was about 7:40 p.m. The evening was dark and overcast, cold with snow on the ground. Miss Wilding's attention was attracted to a light source reflecting on the snow, and glancing upward, she saw a large light above, partially obscured by the roof of her house. She stepped out into the yard and saw a large, brightly lit object hovering not far above the end of her home. It was so bright that she was unable to perceive any other color than white. The object was circular in shape and about as big as a car. She told the NICAP investigator that it was close enough for someone to have thrown a rock at it and hit it. As she stood looking, the object tipped and rotated partly so that she was able to see that it had a domed top. In the dome, which was transparent, she could make out the indistinct outlines of two figures, but she was unable to make out any details because of the glare. She ran into her house and called for her younger sister to come and look, but the youngster was barefoot and did not come out. Miss Wilding then ran back outside in time to see the object begin to rotate in a clockwise direction as seen from below. It maintained its tilted attitude while rotating and therefore gave the appearance of wobbling. With this motion, it began moving away toward the north. As it receded into the distance, the light dimmed and turned orange in color. The UFO's departure was observed from inside the house by Miss Wilding's younger brothers and sister, who had been alerted by the witness. Mr. and Mrs. Wilding were not at home at the time the incident occurred. In her written report, Miss Wilding also gave the names of the Schultz family, neighbors, as witnesses. At its closest, the object was no more than 100 yards away and 50 to 100 feet above the ground. The incident lasted approximately 3 minutes. Besides containing a number of details similar to those described by Mrs. Moreland, Miss Wilding's sighting may also be compared with another incident that occurred at Reary, Idaho, a little more than a month earlier. The 6 preceding occupant reports have one thing in common: the reported beings in each case were seen in or on the associated UFO. Also, 5 of the 6 reports took place during the decade of the 1950s. This is not to say that all occupant reports during that period described being seen in or on the object. To the contrary, there are many reports on file in which the alleged occupants were reported outside of the UFO, and in some cases, strange non-human entities have been reported when no UFO could be immediately associated with their presence. The following cases are examples of occupant reports in which the alleged beings were seen outside of the UFOs. All of them have occurred since 1964. Several of these cases contain features that are unique and bizarre. Their reported high degree of strangeness places special demands on our credulity. However, they cannot be eliminated out of hand simply because they do not conform to what we would prefer to expect of spacemen reports.